Yo, welcome back everybody. So today I'm going to be addressing a C4 Corvette flaw that I'm not a big fan of, and that is the steering wheel wobble that you will get if you go over like a series of bumps or something like that in the road. They're all kind of known for it. So I had bought a chassis camber brace from Van Steel, which is in this box. And we are going to install that today, do a step-by-step install on that, and see if it corrects that or not. So supposedly it does, so I would like to actually try it myself and see if it eliminates that. Because that and then the flex when you have the roof off are not my biggest things. I hate feeling that body flex, but we're gonna see if today, if this kind of improves that at all. Okay, so in the box is one camber brace, and this goes in between the frame rails, in between the upper control arms. These little slots here go right where the upper control arm frontmost bolt goes, and there's one on either side. These are 1/2-inch thick flanges, and it looks like there is a D right there for the driver's side, and it also comes with longer bolts to make up for this extra 1/2 inch here, and it comes with alignment shims. I don't know if you're actually going to need these or not. Because this goes on the inside of the frame rails, you're not actually making up for the difference with the alignment shims. It's on the inside where like the head of the bolt will go. So as long as you count your shims and keep the same ones in that same place, you shouldn't have any issues with alignment at all. But we will get to that once we start putting this on the car. So this goes for $269. You can get it right from Van Steel's site, or I bought mine from Summit Racing, which offers free shipping. All the other Corvette stores that carry this online, they all seem like they charge shipping, but I did find it on Summit Racing. I will leave the link in the description. $269 with free shipping. So now we'll go ahead and jack the car up to take the weight off the suspension and take out those front control arm bolts. And it looks like this goes right in front of the engine, and on one side is the power steering pump reservoir, and the other side is the receiver dryer. So I'm not sure if we're gonna have to move those at all, but we'll get into it right now. All right, so I got the car jacked up just enough so where the suspension's kind of sagging in the front. I did take off this. So this one's for like 84 to 89, I believe. But I'm sure it's a similar process for the later ones. So I have this kind of just sitting in here right now, just to give you an idea where it would kind of go here. So I'm not sure if I have to move any of the power steering yet. On the other side here, it looks like this one line is kind of close here. So I'm gonna loosen the dryer up here a little bit and move some of these hoses, and then just to see if I can get it where it's gonna actually sit on the car. I'm also going to unbolt that bolt there. There are the alignment shims right here. So as I loosen this, I'm gonna pull these out and set them aside and mark them so I know that they're for the driver's side. And then I'm gonna pull that bolt out and do the same on the other side. Just a quick little tip. So I ended up jacking up my front control arm here, or technically putting the suspension back on the ground to get to that nut for that front bolt. Now with this upper control arm up higher, you can actually get a socket and an extension in here like that, and then loosen it from there. Now I have it loose a little bit. They're my alignment shims, so I'm going to sit these off to the side. All right, so now I'm on the passenger side, and I have the suspension compressed again, and then there's the nut, so I'm going to go underneath with a socket and loosen that. For some reason, if you can't compress your suspension by sitting it on the ground, you don't have enough clearance, you're just gonna have to go and top there with like an open end wrench and just kind of walk it out, or a ratcheting open end wrench, and just walk it out that way. Here are the shims. All right, so I'm just going to show you, this is the factory control arm bolt, and it's got that special head there. So this actually fits perfectly in here like this. So now I'm gonna keep these loose in the car, and then I'm gonna slide this down on them like that. Okay, so now I have everything ready. I have the bolts pulled out there, and then I'll show you what I did on the other side. I have that bolt also pulled out and kind of angled up. I'm gonna have to align that once I put the bar in. And then what I did here is I took out the 110mm bolt that holds in the dryer, and the bracket's kind of loose in here, and I lifted this up out of the way so I'll be able to slide in the support bar. Okay, so I do have that sitting in there now, and it has some adjustability like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and sit this back down and check for clearance with the hose here before I tighten this all back down. Well, as you can see, it's pretty snug fit in there. So this AC line lays right on top of that. And the same with the power steering. It goes kind of right on top there. So a tight fit, but actually fits pretty well. So I'm gonna go ahead now and just start tightening back these control arm bolts and put the shims back in. All right, so I'm going back together with these shims here. I have them on a magnet so I can slide them in there. And once I get them in, I'll snug the bolt down more, just till they grab. All right, so we're on the driver's side now. I'm gonna put the shims on over here. It's a little bit easier to reach here compared to the passenger side. Okay, so I have everything kind of tightened down here. I have good clearance against the reservoir here, and I'll go on the other side and show you there. So this is snug, tightened down. I ended up pulling up on this hose just a little bit, bending this just a little bit for some clearance there, just to get this down to where it has to be, which isn't a big thing at all. So that's all snug down there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the car back down on the ground on a level surface, and then I'm gonna tighten down these bolts all the way. Okay, so I have everything tightened down, and that's what it looks like installed. I'll go to the other side. So it actually fits really good in there. So time for a test drive. All right, so I just got back. The car actually rides really nice with that in there. You can actually feel it right away. The minute I started hitting some turns kind of hard, I could feel how strong the front end felt, and it didn't feel like it was flexing as much. Even over some like aggressive bumps, you really didn't get that like shimmy as bad. I think it's probably still there a little bit, but it definitely is not as bad. Is it necessary? Do you really need to have this in your car? I would say no, not at all, but it does make a difference, especially if you're doing autocross or any kind of aggressive driving. It really kind of stiffens it up. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. The only thing that I would say is that you don't really need these bolts and you don't really need these shims. This is, I guess, extra. There really is no information that I found online about installing this. So I kind of did it just kind of guessing for the most part, but it's a really easy install, and my pointers are these. Just loosen up those front bolts,
all the way out to make the clearance that you need. Obviously you're gonna have to pull the shims so they don't fall down. Loosen those up, loosen the AC dryer up so you can pull that out of the way, and then just your intake duct there so you can sneak it in there, and then you kind of slide it right in there, and then you slowly tighten it up and just check for clearance. It really will take you no time to do that, but you don't have to take those bolts completely out. The grooves in the actual bar itself slide really nicely in the factory bolts there, and I think that's what it's meant to be. So other than that, the install was really easy and the results are really good too. So I'm definitely glad I did that. So I would say if you have some extra money, you want to throw out the chassis, I would definitely do that. But at the end of the day too, if you just casually drive your car, you don't really need it as well. So if you enjoyed the video, press like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.